Hi everyone, over the last few hours, Blackmagic Camera App has released a 2.0 update, and it is a huge update, probably the biggest that they've had so far. And that is that you can use remote monitoring with the different iOS devices. As you can see right here, I'm using my iPhone 12 with my iPhone 15 Pro, which is my primary camera, and it is absolutely brilliant. Without further ado, let me show you how you use this remote feature and show you the other updates that have come to the app in the 2.0 update. So here's how you use the remote control on Blackmagic Camera App. If you go to the bottom right and press on Settings, and then scroll down, you'll see a new category called Remote Camera Control. So we're going to press on that. Now we've got a whole new menu to use for the remote camera control. So at the top where it says Remote Camera Control, we can turn that on so that we can start using the remote control. And below it says Use this iPhone as. Now it's currently selected as remote camera. If we go onto that option, we can see we can use this as controller to control the feature on the camera itself, or to use it as a remote camera. Now I want to use this as my A camera, so it's going to be the remote only, and it'll be what I'm filming from. So if we press the arrow at the top to go back, below that we've now got camera name. So this is my camera A, this is what I'll be filming with primarily, and then I'll be monitoring from a camera B, so I'm going to keep that as A, but you can obviously label that how you wish. Then below you're going to create a remote password, and this password is what you need to create so that your B camera can connect with this. So you'll need a password to actually use this. It's very simple, very easy to use, and then set it. Then below it says camera available for. So I've got it available for control and monitor. You can also use it just as monitor only, but I would use it as control and monitor for myself, just so I got the options always for both and I don't have to go back into these settings to create monitor only. Now below that, these options for sync record across cameras, hide remote camera video feed, and dim remote control cameras on record, those options will be available on your B camera, so that camera that I'll be actually using as the controller for this monitor. Now if we turn this off and go into camera, you'll see just next where I got my LUT symbol, because I'm using ProRes and got a LUT overlaying on this, there's nothing there apart from LUT. But if we go back, turn this on, go back into camera, and that remote feature now tells me above LUT that we now have this working. All I need to do now is to connect this to a B camera. Okay, so now with our second device, that's going to be our B camera. So if we go to settings here, and again, turn it on, we can also choose whether it's the controller or the remote camera. And we can name the camera as well. So we'll name this camera B. Now there's no password set or camera available for, because this is going to be the controller, it's not going to be the monitor. And now we've got options for sync record across cameras, so that will allow us, if you're using multiple cameras, to sync them all together and hit record, and they'll all record at the same time. This is to hide the remote camera video feed if you want to, and you can also dim the remote cameras on record to save your batteries. I'm not going to do any of those, but I do have it switched on. So if we go to camera now, you can now see we have the remote monitor feature here on the top left. So if you press on that, we can now use this iPhone 15, which you can see sort of in the background there of that shot, as the camera that we're going to be controlling. So if we turn that on, we now have control over that camera. Now here you can synchronize record. So if you hit that, you can see that symbol has now changed. So we can record multiple cameras at the same time to the seconds. So if you hit record, all 2, 3, 4 cameras will record at the same time. We don't need that, as we're using one camera. You can link control so that you're controlling all the cameras exactly the same. Now match controller, I'm not sure about yet. If you know about that, let me know in the comments down below. Hide video feed, so you can hide the feed entirely so it just goes blank in the background. So if we turn it off, you can see that. It also says, interestingly, this is an iPhone 12 by the way, and the iPhone 15 Pro is what I'm using for the A camera. The iPhone 12, it says unsupported value does not support setting ISO to 55. You can say do not show again or OK. Now we're going to go back in, make sure we can see the video feed, and we can now start controlling the A camera. So we've got controls for the lenses that we can use, frames per second, shutter speed, ISO can be controlled, white balance, and tint. We've also got options here for the grid guides and all that kind of stuff. So basically you can control every single thing from your B camera, which is absolutely fantastic, including, your stabilization as well. You can zoom with this. You can change your digital clapperboard. You still have all the features at the bottom on your B camera, like the histogram, your storage, percentage of storage used, your battery, what resolution you're in, and also your audio bars are there as well. So this is absolutely fantastic, guys. And as you can see, it's connected to my A camera, but the A camera is actually in sort of a gold highlight around the edge here. If I show you that a bit closer, it says iPhone 12 there. So that's what it's connected to. And then on the B camera, it says connected to iPhone 15 Pro, which is the A camera. Hit record. And you can see now they're both recording. So this is connected to the iPhone 12, this is connected to iPhone 15 Pro, and we can now remote control different iPhone and iOS devices. Absolutely fantastic. Now when you hit stop, you'll note that you can't actually look at your media whilst connected to two different devices. So you'll need to come out of this connection, disconnect, which means going to the iPhone 15 Pro symbol here, and then turning off, coming back out, and now you can go into your A camera, go to media, and we've now got that shot that we had just before. So you can see that media on your A camera. And then to disconnect from your A phone, you simply tap on the A iPhone 12 or whatever your phone or iOS device is connected, and then press disconnect. Then you go back into settings, you can turn it off, and you can go back into using your camera phone regularly. One of the biggest updates is that you can also use the Blackmagic Camera app on an iPad, and in HD you can now capture 100 frames per second on the iPhone 15 Pro. A small but mighty update that they've added to the 2.0 feature update is that you can now select all clips at once in your media files for export or deleting. Before you had to select each individual clip, which was painstaking if you'd filmed a lot of clips, and then export them or delete them. Now you simply select all, and you can select all the clips and have them all exported at once or deleted at once, which saves so much time. And we can now do up to 120 frames per second. Okay, so if you're going to use 120 frames per second, you can only do that using the following settings. You can film 120 frames per second either with H.264 or H.265 now. And if you go back, it needs to be in HD or 720p. Can't do it in 4K at the moment. And colour space needs to be Rec 709. Also, I did notice when you select frames per second now, instead of OS, it actually clearly says off speed. So you can create slow motion there and know exactly what you're doing in a clearer way. Guys, I want to know what you think of this update to the Blackmagic Camera app. Is the remote feature something you're going to use quite a lot? Is the fact that you're going to be able to select multiple clips all at once a really big help to you? And what update features would you like to see in their next update? If you want to learn more about the Blackmagic Camera app, then I highly suggest you check out my Blackmagic Camera app playlist right here, right now. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.